Hello and welcome. You join me, ADG, and here we are for the finale, race 8 of the Wide Open Throttle Racing Manufacturers League, the debut championship from this group. So this is the Group 3 race. This is a half-an-hour race around Mount Panorama Motor Racing Circuit, and like I've already said, this is the last race of the championship. So there's a championship to be decided in this race. We've got I'll go through it as we go through the qualifying order. It'll make more sense. Diablo in first position. So this is a reverse grid order from the finishing results from race 7, which was a half-an-hour race round Nürburgring GP in the Group 4 cars. So we've got Diablo in first position, Smoker in second, S2 Law in third, Angus McCotup in fourth, Blackie in fifth, Chris is in sixth, Ginger Crackhead is in seventh, championship leader heading into round 4, Street Boy is in 8th, Robust Hood in 9th, GT Deli B, another guy that's got a chance of doing it this round to win the championship, in 10th, and me in 11th. Again, I've got a chance of doing it this round as well. So the Street Boy, GT Deli B, and ADG 123, which have got a chance of winning the championship in this round, depending on finishing positions from this race. So here we go. We'll jump on board with Diablo. Hopefully that wasn't too much of a waffle on that commentary. It felt like it. So away we go for the rolling start as Diablo rolls away under auto drive. And off we go. So half an hour around Bathurst, Mount Panorama. It's on the way. Or underway, I believe the scene is actually. So Dark Smoker in second, coming through the corner nicely, following the specialist Diablo, the Australian guy. So this is his home circuit, if you like. Always goes well round here, does Diablo. Stu Law in third. So these guys have already gained a nice little gap to fourth position. Angus McCotup, and they've already got a little bit of a lead to pull away. Angus in fourth, like I've just said, followed shortly by Blackie, Chris right behind him, and then Ginge right behind Chris at the moment. Going up the hill, up the mountain for the first time. So Street Boy currently in 8th position, Robust Hood in 9th, GT Delivery in 10th, and 11th is myself. What have we got going on there? We've got GT Delivery and Robust incredibly close together. So it's, I got that wrong actually, it's Robust and Chris incredibly close together, not GT Deli. Robust putting the pressure on the back of Chris as they head down Conrad Straight for the first time. Forest Elbow. But Street Boy right on the back of Ginger Crackhead as well in the slipstream. Can he make anything happen into the chase? The fastest corner in Australian motorsport. Heading through that corner about roughly about 160 mile an hour. Incredibly fast corner. So these are only GT3s and don't have much downforce. Anyway, we see Street Boy getting up into 5th. And a battle developing behind as someone goes wide on the last corner. Finds themselves dancing on the grass. Not sure who that was, it looked like a BMW. But it's all good, exciting stuff so far. Angus McCotup hanging on in 4th place for the time being. But he's now got the challenger Street Boy right behind him. And then Chris following him incredibly closely as well. So it looks like a double overtake might happen here on Angus McCotup if he's not careful. But there we have it. Angus down 2 positions as we see Chris and what happened there? What happened there? So Street Boy's just had a massive moment, drops right down into 11th as he gets going again, right at the back of the pack. Chris 74 Mac as well, having a big incident, dropping right to the back as well. So they were involved in that battle then. Something happened, they didn't quite catch it. They've dropped right to the back now, so they've got their work cut out to get a recovery race going. There's still only 3 minutes into this race on lap 2, so there's plenty of time to try and get a good result out of this one. but at the moment that's not great for them. So it was Blackie that we saw going on the grass earlier on. Didn't quite identify who it was in the BMW. Robert still putting on the pressure on his brother now. Ginger Crackhead up into 6th position, Robert in 7th. Ginger Crackhead right on the back of GT Delaby, which is right on the back of Angus McCope as well. So good train developing down Conrod Straight this time round. Slipstream battle commences. GT Deli gets past Angus McCope up into 4th. Good move from Deli. Started towards the back, but started in 10th position, so already up into 4th. It's good racing from Deli. Angus McCope following him through in 5th, very closely, with Ginge not quite making the opportunity to work down Conrad Straight. Oh, who's that? Diablo. So Diablo from 1st position has had a moment and he's dropped down now into 7th. Gets going again, big moment of oversteer as he comes through the last corner, heading into Hell for the 3rd time. Hell being the first corner name, not the actual place. Diablo going a little bit wide again through Hell corner, so will he lose the pace now to Blackie? Chasing him behind, Blackie choosing not to follow him in the slipstream for some strange reason, but each to their own. So Diablo maintains 7th there. Meanwhile, we've got Robert the Hood in 6th. Dropped off his brother now a little bit with Angus McCoy up in between. Robert's having a big moment as well there, so dropping back a little bit more time. And then behind we have Diablo and Blackie side by side. Diablo taking it into the cutting this time round on lap 3. Good move from Diablo. Looks clean. I didn't see the whole move, but it looked clean from what I did see. Good job. Blackie down into 8th now. Street Boy into 9th. Looking to make any opportunity work for him now. Street Boy needs to get some points in this race. Street Boy getting past Blackie as Blackie has a moment and goes for a 2nd. So up into 8th now, Blackie into 9th. It's all going on in these towards the back. We'll skip forward and see what else is going on towards the front. Oh, we've got Angus McCobe in the barriers there, letting everyone through. So Angus has had a moment going through the dipper, and yeah, it's all gone wrong for him. Heading through Forest Elbow now with Chris in 9th. Chasing down Blackie in front. Can he get it done on the straight with the slipstream? Brilliant stuff so far. Few little incidents here and there. Small little moments more than anything on this track. And they've made a bit of difference. So we see Diablo going for a move on Roberts now. Challenging for 5th position. Trying to take that 5th off Roberts. Roberts has found this old Paul Daniels magic set this week and reminded himself of a few tricks, pulling out the old magic we're used to seeing from Roberts now. But Ginge pulling away, a nice little gap to Roberts in 4th, GT Delaby in 3rd, S2 Law in 2nd. GT Delaby doing a really good job to get into 3rd by this point in the race. As I will remind you, starting in 10th position, so climbing through the field nicely. Dart Smoker in 1st at this point. Really good race from Dart Smoker. Worked hard to get his way up there from the start. Started in 2nd position, but he's worked hard, like I say, and he's making this one work for him now. Pulled a nice gap on S2 Law, so he's not got any pressure from behind, and he's doing a good job. Just needs to keep his head down and keep those consistent laps in, avoid those barriers. And Dart Smoker could get a win out of this one now. We'll see what happens. We're only 7 minutes into the race, so plenty of time for drama from this point on. But Dart Smoker's given himself a very good opportunity to win this race at this point. GT Deli driving well as always. Don't see many mistakes from GT Deli if you ever watch him. Good racer. He's abandoning us, so send him a load of abuse, but yeah, he's abandoning us for iRacing. He's recently got a PC and jumped on iRacing, and he absolutely loves it straight away, so fair play to him, but it means that we might not see quite as much of Deli. It looked like S2 Law and Dart Smoker were pretty close then, so S2 Law in the slipstream of Dart Smoker, not quite close enough through the chase to make any chance on the brakes work for him, but not this time round anyway. But we'll keep an eye on that, see if Dart Smoker manages to keep that position, and see what S2 Law can do in 2nd to make any difference to that. Oh, joining Diablo, he's off on the grass. Oh, and he just comes back on, and it looks like, who was that? It looks like Chris 74 Mac just collected him a little bit. Street Boy's gone off as well. So a few position changes from that one. Chris now up into 5th, Blackie up into 6th, and Street Boy struggling to get going with the dirty tyres in 7th. Just leading away from me in 8th, and Angus McCourt up in 9th. Angus all over my rear end, giving me some grief into Hell Corner. Lap 5 now. Good close racing going on. Unfortunately for us guys, I hope everyone feels the same, but I certainly feel like this is the last race of the championship, so this is the last replay, but that's not the important thing. It's the last race we're going to have together, so it's a bit of a shame. I've really enjoyed this championship, and just want to put my opinion out there. It's been absolutely brilliant, pleasure to race with you all, so if we ever get a chance again, or Delhi does it again, I'll certainly be jumping at the chance, and I hope you guys will be as well, otherwise it won't be quite the same. So Blackie leading this pack of 3 at the moment, including myself at the back. Me right on the back of Street Boy now, heading into the trickiest part of the track for myself in the R8, the dipper. Angus McCourt up having a little bit of an oversteer moment, coming through the dipper behind me. Street Boy going well there. S2 Law now in 1st place, so he's taken the position of Dark Smoker. We'll jump up there in a second and see what's going on. But for the meanwhile, for the meantime, we will watch Street Boy as he makes a move on Blackie. Can he get it done through the chase and get the braking done to keep it nice and tidy into this tricky left-hander? Does a good job. Sees the challenge off from Blackie and gets himself up in 6th position. Good move there from Street Boy. Good clean racing from Blackie as well to keep it nice and clean. Good stuff. So Diablo in 10th, Angus McCourt up in 9th. We'll quickly go through the order. ADG 1, 2, 3 in 8th. That's me struggling away in this race, just couldn't quite get the pace to get any overtakes done. Blackie in 7th. Looks like I might get a move done on him now though. Keep an eye on this before we continue through the order. Not quite. So we'll go through and continue. Street Boy in 6th. Then we've got Chris 74 Mac in 5th. Ginger Crackhead right on the back of GT Delhi B in 4th. Trying his best to put 3rd place under pressure so he can make it his own. Let's see what happens through the Forest Elbow corner onto Conrad Straight. Important to get a really good exit out of that corner. Ginge does a good job this time round, right in the slipstream of Delhi. Delhi now getting right onto the back of Dark Smoker as well though. So it's becoming a 3-car train in a minute. It's this one by the look of it, to make it a 3-car battle for 2nd position. Hopefully Ginger Crackhead and GT Delhi manage to keep it clean, and Dark Smoker does his best to keep ahead, but I fear that it will close up a little bit between these guys now. GT Delhi doing a good job to catch Dark Smoker through the last 7 laps. Chris a bit of a distance behind, bit of work to do. So there's still a battle going on between me, Blackie and Street Boy. We'll keep an eye on the action really, which is GT Delhi B battling away with Dark Smoker, and then Delhi B having a bit of grief from behind. Dropped off a little bit now as Ginger Crackhead. Bit of a gap developed. but he's still there, waiting to pounce. Oh, we see Dark Smoker just clipping the wall, so losing momentum over the top of the mountain, and there we see GT Deliby going through. Nice, good move from Deliby. Just made the most of the little tap on the wall from Dark Smoker, the tiny bit of speed that he lost from doing that, and Deli still had the momentum, managed to just get the move done. Very good work over the top of the mountain there. Not easy to overtake around Bathurst either. Even if you do have an opportunity to do it, it's still hard to get the move done. So Deli away in second place now. Dark Smoker down into third. Dark Smoker having a good race this time round though. Doing a great job so far. Unfortunately losing that position to Deli, but other than that, he's going very well. So Ginger Crackhead's got Dark Smoker to chase down in front of him now, as best he can. Oh, massive moment of oversteer as he plants the throttle a bit too aggressively on the exit there. Easily done. I did it myself a couple of times in this race, ended up spinning it, so I can't say anything. But yeah, losing a bit of time there, Ginger Crackhead, to the guys in front. So Blackish dropped back now to 8. Not sure exactly what's gone on there. Angus in 9th, Diablo in 10th. Unfortunate for our Bathurst specialist really. Still managing to put the fast laps in there. So at the moment GT Deliby has got the chance of winning the championship if the positions stay as they are. It's worth remembering. Oh, just joined Chris as he has a little bit of a moment. Catches the wall going through the dipper. Keeps it nice and clean into the elbow there. Good exit down Conrad. So what's going on at the front? Looks like GT Deliby now is going to second position. He's just pulled a nice little gap over Dark Smoker. It's not a massive gap, but enough to be comfortable. S2 Law in first place, having a really good race this time round. Doing a good job in the Porsche. And managing to maintain that gap to GT Deli at the moment. Doing a really good job of keeping that first place and securing it. So Chris looks like he's getting a little bit closer to Ginger Crackhead now, and he could potentially pick up his slipstream sometime soon if he keeps going at this rate. He's not far behind at all now, so if he can get the slipstream or catch up over the top of the mountain now and through this section, then he might have a chance down Conrad Straight to get the slipstream and make a pass. Going on board with Chris. We'll see if we can close up down into the dipper here and get anywhere near the back of Ginge for the Forest Elbow corner. Not too bad at all through there. Very neat and tidy. He needs to close up into this corner if any. Oh, a little bit of understeer leads him wide with a bit of a hesitation as well on the throttle. Still sticking with Ginge though, and still got a bit of a distance slipstream on him, so it's good. and then Ginger in front goes a little bit wide. Chris just sees his opportunity and goes for it. Ginger just losing a load of time as he just ran a little bit deep into there, and yeah, basically touched the grass a little bit with the rear end, lost it a little bit, and conceded to Chris. So Chris up into 4th. Good work from Chris, just trying to close the gap, and eventually a little mistake from Ginger Crackhead has meant that it's paid off. So we've got S2 Law still driving away in 1st with a nice gap to GT Delaby in 2nd, but it does look like Delaby's getting a little bit closer lap after lap. There's still quite a nice gap going on at the moment, so hopefully S2 Law can keep it nice and clean, and that gap doesn't shrink all of a sudden. That Smoker struggling to stick with Delaby, but doing a good job in 3rd nonetheless. He's got a nice healthy gap to Chris in 4th as well. So we're nearly 20 minutes into this race now, 10 minutes left. I'm up into 6th at this point, going quite well, so started right at the back, and quite happy with my position at this point. Just a race on my own, more or less, so a bit boring for me. That's the way it goes sometimes, no one to chase in front. Street Boy in 7th, and then we've got Blackie in 8th. I missed a bit of a move between me and Blackie, where I owed him a little bit of an apology, so I do apologise again, Blackie. But all in all, it was good stuff. Good racing with these guys. So we've got Blackie and Street Boy still having quite the battle, and then we've got Chris and Ginger Crackhead still having a bit of a battle as well. GT Deli closing in on S2 Law as well, so we'll keep an eye on that. No massive mistakes through Hell Corner on lap 11 for these guys. So away they go again. Touch on the grass from Chris though. Nice and steady from Ginge, taking it easy into there, not risking anything. Trying to chase down Chris as best he can. Oh, GT Deli up into 1st, I've missed the overtake. S2 Law's had a big incident, so he's dropping down. That Smoker up into 2nd. Oh, I've missed it. Alright, I'm going to go back because I think that's only just happened. I wouldn't normally do this, as you probably know if you've watched these before. So S2 Law, jump on board. He's going over the top of the mountain, starting to drop down in a second. So he's just about to start dropping down the mountain now. Oh, there's a little moment on the grass. Goes into the, oh, just goes a little bit too quick into there, ends up losing the rear end. Deli B just drives through, and then we see Dart Smoker just coming through nice and neatly as S2 Law gets going again. So GT Deli just getting a chance to drive through into 1st position, and Dart Smoker doing the same as well, up into 2nd. Good job, pays off in the end, just keeping it consistent. S2 Law unfortunately having a little bit of a moment, just heading into the dipper section a little bit too quickly, and lost the rear end, and that was enough to drop him down 2 positions. So I think he's still pretty safe in 3rd position at the moment, but we'll keep an eye on what goes on towards the end of the race between him and Chris. Let's see if S2 Law can catch up to Dart Smoker as well, see if he can make up to make up 2nd position. Ginger Cracker dropped off Chris a little bit now. Not quite as close. Massive gap to me in 6th. And then bit of a gap between Blackie and Angus Makoto, but still good racing. Angus trying to catch Blackie for 7th position. And then Diablo in 9th now, our last competitor still involved in the race. So only 9 of us left, and it's Diablo unfortunately that finds himself at the back. So jump on board with Delhi for a second now. He's up into 1st. Change up the camera angles, I'm hoping. Is that the wrong button? Why does it keep doing that? For some reason it won't let me change the camera angle. Strange. So this is the position that's currently going to win Delhi the championship, unless I can do anything massively about it in 6th position, which I've got no one in front of me to chase down, so it's not looking likely that I'm going to get 5th. And then there was who else was involved? It was Street Boy, but Street Boy's got a bit annoyed and ended up quitting. So in the end, so Street Boy chucked away the chance really. Oh, what's going on here? We've got Chris and that Smoker right next to each other, side by side, heading down Conrad straight over the hill. Into the chase. Whoa. Fast through there, side by side more or less. Chris just managing to pull ahead, heavy on the brakes, gets it nice and gathered up there, pulls through up into 2nd. Good move there from Chris on Dart Smoker. So Dart Smoker down into 3rd. Oh, and he goes a little bit wide. Oh, no. Dart Smoker going wide through the last corner, spins it. Can he get going again? Yeah, he gets going again, but that allows Ginger Crackhead now up into 3rd. So Dart Smoker gets going again, but it finds himself in 4th now after that. Big moment, but at least he hasn't lost more positions. Gets going again now. Ah, shame to see that. He was having a really good race for Dart Smoker. Ginger Crackhead up into the podium position all of a sudden. Chris, the same for him, up into 2nd. Can he chase down Delhi now? I think there's quite a big gap. Let's see where Delhi is. Oh yeah, there's a massive gap. But I'm sure Chris will still be trying. I think he's run out of time to be able to make it work though. So anyway, let's see what else is going on. That Smoker back up to speed now in 4th. S2 Law led quite a lot of laps for this race, down into 5th now, so a bit unfortunate for the leader. It seems like there's a bit of a leader's curse in this race. Eddie G, which is me, coming down the hill. Really struggled in this car to get it through the dipper nice and neatly. Managing this time round to do a reasonable job. Nope, actually skim the wall a little bit. Blackie coming through the dipper. Really challenging corner is the dipper. If you've never raced on this track, you're watching this track for the first time, it's a real track in Australia, and it's a really massive elevation change all of a sudden, and a tiny little apex to do it on. So it's a bit like the corkscrew in that regard. It's a tricky little corner. Anyway, let's catch what's going on now. There's not a great deal of close action going on, but let's stick on board with Delhi for a full lap. So he's just gone through the first corner, down the first straight he's going now, and into the second corner braking zone. Braking quite late, around the 75 marker. Not that there is a marker, but between the 100 marker and the 50 marker is roughly 75 obviously. I'll just say it again whilst watching Delhi do a decent lap over the top of the mountain. that it's been an absolute pleasure racing with you guys, so thank you very much. And I've really enjoyed doing the commentary as well. There's been brilliant action every single week to be able to commentate on, and that's all I can really ask for in these replay videos. It makes it easy to be able to commentate on, and it's an absolute pleasure. So thank you from my perspective, and yeah, like I said earlier, hopefully we get a chance to do something similar again soon. Just wanted to say that before, well, rather than writing it in Facebook messages and everything, it's just easy for me to say it instead. So Dele on a fast lap here as well. Good one to join him on. Braking at about the 120 mark into the tricky left-right chicane. Goes well that round here, there's the GTR. Not to say Dele's driving it well, but it still goes quite well around here, good pace. Comes over the line for a 201.633 in the end. Not quite his fastest lap, but still a good one. So a good lap on board there with Dele. Our race leader and our championship leader at the moment. If it finishes like this, GT Dele B will win the championship. Or has he already won and I'm just not saying it? Ginger Crackhead in third. Good race for Ginger Crackhead. Gone purple as well in the first sector, so on a fast lap to start with. See if we can carry that on. There's not a lot going on, so not a massive amount to watch action wise. Might as well see if people can actually improve towards the end of the race. We're actually on the last lap now, I've only just realised. Silly of me, but yeah, I've only just looked. So we'll quickly skip through. See what is going on. At this point, I'm catching up to S2 Law in front. But like I say, it is the last lap, so can S2 Law carry on and keep that fifth position? Blackie in 7th, Angus in 8th. Oh, Angus having a bit of a moment, getting going again. Diablo in 9th. So we will jump on board with Dele as it comes towards the end now. Great race from Dele. Consistent lapping pays off in the end for him, and a couple of little mistakes from the guys that were in the lead at the time, and drop them back, and Dele sees a good result in the end, ends up winning the race. Well done, congratulations, and with that result wins the championship, so congratulations to Dele for that one. Takes it off Street Boy in the end, and myself. Chris 74 Mac brings it home in second. Great result for Chris. Really good race in the end. Similar to Dele, just kept it consistent and brings home a good result because of it. Ginger Crackhead in third. Another great result for Ginger Crackhead. Dart Smoker in fourth. S2 Law in fifth. ADG in sixth. We all come over the line pretty quickly together. S2 Law beats me in the end to finish up in fifth. Blackie coming over the line now in seventh. And then we'll join Angus McCourt up as he comes towards the last corner, coming down the hill now for the last corner braking zone to finish us up in 8th, and Diablo has already finished in 9th. So absolutely brilliant race, really enjoyed it like I've said. Thank you very much for joining me. Cheers if you've watched every single replay, or cheers even if you've just watched one. Give us a like if you've got this far and you've enjoyed it. No obligation obviously, but do it. It just helps me out for YouTube, and yeah, hopefully see you again soon, race against you soon, and take care. Adios. I've been ADG. Oh, don't forget to share as well. I always forget to say that. If you fancy sharing these things, give it a share. It'll only get me more views, so it's only a good thing. Take care. See you again soon. Bye.